Hello, hello, honesty people. We're gonna make a. I'm gonna try something here because tomorrow I'm gonna launch an official campaign because it's gonna be my birthday, and my birthday means that it's gonna be the book birthday as well. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about this book, and I'm Adriana BITO, peace engineer and founder of Honesty, a social business for peace of mind and among ourselves. So I'm going to try something here, which is to read some parts of my book for those of you who didn't get it yet, because from today I'm going to launch a special campaign where you can have the book for a special price. And then at the end of this campaign, on the 6th, like on the 17th of March, there will be a big event, just like we did in Melbourne 2 years ago when I launched Honesty as a official project. So yeah, let's do this and let's try technology, and bear with me because I'm always learning while doing. So the part of the book that I'm going to read will be dealing with communication. So as some of you might know, Honesty is a journey from honesty to peace, and it has 8 big transfer, and communication is the 4th one. And as you might know, it's probably the most important one. So, okay. So let's try that. I'm just gonna read, and I hope you're hearing me. I can't see anyone online, and I'm not very good at these things, but let's just do it. Okay. So this is me reading from this book, from Personal Reflection by Adriana BITO, which is me. Okay, let's do this. Moreover, as it is often said, it's just a communication problem. And the real issue is not that we do not agree and therefore we oppose. The problem is that we talk about different things and we want them to be alike at any cost. Hence, the importance for H to create a democratic lexicon where definitions are based on individual personal experiment of words. And when adding individual definitions, we start getting a human perspective as big and relevant as the actual working group size. So this is me, Adriana, reading from this fellow, my book. I should put it somewhere. And now we're going to dive into the honesty reflection about the pillar for communication. So for those of you who do have the book that's here, page 137, let's do this. Okay. So when I looked for the definition of communication in a regular dictionary, that's what I found. Noun, the importing or interchange of thoughts, opinions, or information by speech, writing, or signs. I often heard it is just a problem of communication. But as I quickly mentioned when introducing the 5 whys on page 52, which is an exercise to do, the 5 whys, I do believe that everybody I've met mostly grew up in families, schools, institutions, or cities where at least one adult at some point told them either you ask too many questions or shh, listen to the adult figure. You don't know what you are talking about. Or even better, you can't say that. For social purpose and short-term peacemaking, we learn from childhood not to speak our entire minds, which I agree is necessary. But as Kaizen taught us, use the necessary and ditch the rest, turning into hypocritical people frightened to speak our truth or to hear other people's truth is really a waste of the amazing tool that communication is. And this is something I understood thanks to 2 findings. First finding, assertiveness, communication, taught to me by my psychotherapist back in Cameroon in order to reconcile myself with my vital honesty. Assertiveness is the quality of being self-assured and confident without being aggressive. It allows you to always speak your mind and make your point without overpowering others. Though. Second, fragility that I actually discovered through an article of a white American professor on multiculturalism and race issues, Professor Robin DiAngelo. In there, she explains the concept of white fragility, which, according to me, can be extended to any mechanism preventing a problem-solving conversation to take place. White fragility, according to me, can be extended to any mechanism preventing a problem-solving conversation to take place. Fragility is based on the idea that someone's intentions are more important than the consequences of their acts. In the example of white fragility, she describes how some mainstream social ideas prevent people in this fragility to take into account a feedback about what they've done wrong to another person based on racism. The kind of reasons they use not to hear these feedbacks are supposedly obvious but often unconscious, like racist people are bad and I'm not since I have good intentions and will never want to be racist anyway. Nonetheless, as seen before, we are not always fully aware of what we want and do. But more importantly, acknowledging these feedbacks is actually what matters the most. Acknowledging these feedbacks from others is actually what matters the most to prevent the same mistake to be repeated and to progress. Let's be honest, all the people I know, including myself, have that kind of behavior at some point on different topics. We stand on our ground that the person in front of us is wrong, whereas they are telling us about how we make them feel. And wanting it or not, we are not omnipotent. So we might not intend to hurt others, but it definitely remains the worst excuse to have in order to keep the right to continue using behaviors that actually hurts them, that honestly hurt them since they're saying this. They're saying it in their feedback. And not allowing ourselves to be conscious and to listen to the pain we provoke in other people is the opposite definition of good intention. Thank you very much for listening. More by buying the book directly on the website. The link is in description. Check it. Honesty, Social Business for Peace. This book, the key to create all the dreams that you want, from frustration, oppression, or confusion, all the way to creation, innovation, and more happiness. Thank you and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.